Hi, this is Noma Dimitri, and I'm in one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. It's a palace and a garden of extraordinary size and complexity and beauty. I'm in southern Portugal, about an hour north of Lisbon, in a place called Sintra, and you will see why this place is special and why it's listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a place, well, let me show you a couple of things first. Let's go over here a little bit. Number one, the palace is right next to me, and we're going to go up and see details. But look what it looks like. The color, kind of pink orange, and the colonnade, and that's the entrance, and we're going to go there in a little bit. But the thing that so far I have been exploring is the gardens, which are incredible because we're in a microclimate here where things grow to incredible sizes and with incredible diversity. For example, completely tropical trees like this one, you will see this bizarre thing. You see the branch of the tree doing this particular movement, right? And then you see these weird things, these weird cones coming out from the branch. You would think that these things are actually some kind of fruit, but they're not. We're going to approach closer and you're going to see what they are. These things are actually roots and they come out from the branch of the plant. These are tropical plants. Check out the trunk of the plant. This is what that looks like. It's enormous and it's a multi-trunked tree. But what happens with these things is that the branches, they receive, of course, water from the main trunk down there, okay? But this type of tree has seen an opportunity. What if the branch, instead of needing to bring the tree all the way from the trunk, it could just make its own root, hit it to the earth, and then draw its own supply of water from these root system. So what happens is these trees, they drop down roots from the plants, and when these roots hit down the ground, they start pumping water up to the plant, aiding the circulation of the plant. So this is what's going on here. These are clearly, because this is the path to the entrance of the palace, these have clearly been cut, but they keep on by somebody, by human, but they keep on persisting and wanting to grow down to tap water. So that's what this tree is about. But we have every kind of tree growing here. It's incredible. But I have dealt with the plants and the garden. There it is again behind me, and there is the trunk and the tree. But I have dealt with this elsewhere in another video where I specifically talk about the garden. Now it's the time to look at this particular palace. So I'm going to try to be quiet because it's a museum, and we should be quiet and respectful of the others. So this is the palace, and you saw that part over there, and I'm going to show you the other part over here. It's absolutely unbelievably beautiful here, and this is the other part. Okay. And it's a gigantic place. We're going to go up the stairs in a second. The other thing I want to show is the view that this palace has. Okay, check it out. These are all the gardens of the palace, and just in front of the entrance you have this large expanse of lawn, kind of traditional British style lawn, very well maintained, and all over around this side and that side you have the jungle, the jungly part. Everywhere we have an incredible diversity of plants growing. I'm going to go up the stairs now. You come with me up the stairs to the entrance of the garden, of the palace. And check out the size. The size is all extremely sumptuous. These palaces were built here. This one was built by an English person. You'll tell me, what does an English person have to do with castles in Portugal and palaces in Portugal? And the story is, in those days, the British were everywhere. And they had power and they had money and they ruled the world. So the British Empire ruled a big part of the world, had special relationship, bizarre relationship with Portugal as well. And a lot of the very, very rich British people, like Sir Francis Cook, in this particular case, with this particular palace, came and built places for them to have fun, to enjoy life in foreign countries, such as this particular one. So this is what we're seeing here. This is another entrance of the palace. And that's the view. Behind me is the view towards the sea. Expense was not a factor in those days. They wanted to put a beautiful fountain in front of their door because they like the sound of water. Well, they just built it. Okay, they wanted to make an entrance that was monumental, just like a church or a cathedral. They did it. Whatever they wanted, whatever stroked their fancy, they did, and they had built here in these places where they entertained aristocrats and royalty from all over the British Empire and elsewhere. This place, during the 20th century, this place slowly collapsed. And then at some point, the Portuguese government decided that they should restore it and turn it back into the paradise it once was, but without it being private. It's now public. It's a park, and anyone can visit it, both the inside and the outside, and the beautiful grounds. A few years ago, UNESCO recognized this place as a World Heritage Site. That means that the particular cultural aspects and aesthetic aspects of this place are considered heritage for all of us, for all people, for all humanity, and it awarded this special status to this place. So that's the story, and that's what I wanted to let you know about this place. There is one of my favorite trees in the world is here, the fern tree, or the tree fern, one or the other, I don't know. This is a fern like ferns, but this actually grows as a tree. You see the size. I'm standing right in front of it. It's a huge tree, and it's actually a fern. These are very, very old trees, and if they remind you of Jurassic Park, it's because they used to exist when dinosaurs roamed the earth. So that is the story about this particular palace. I don't think I can take you inside and keep talking because I will disturb the other guests, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Oops, there's another fabulous tree, some kind of tropical conifer that grows right here. And again, the sizes are amazing because of the unique kind of fog rainforest aspect of this particular ecosystem. It's a little bit like Northern California's redwood ecosystem, where you see the gigantic sequoias growing up to tremendous proportions because of the humidity, the sun, the climate, and the conditions are just right. So when the conditions are just right, a plant just does its maximum and grows to larger extent that you have ever seen it before. And that's what's going on here again and again. Here's a little balcony in front of the window of the palace, and you can see all the stonework here and the details that they had carved by hand, of course, in those days. Okay. So, Noma Dimitri, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my videos in general. There are videos about traveling, about gardening, about food, and lots of other topics. If you like my channel, subscribe and share. Thank you so much, and happy travels.